Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I go by that name on all my social media platforms. Now, if you're joining me here for the very first time, I post fragrance related content here, guys, weekly and consistently. So if that sounds like something that's up your alley, please do consider joining us here by clicking the red subscribe button, making sure it turns gray and becoming part of the family. I'd very much appreciate it if you considered, subscribing. To those who are returning, thank you so much, guys, for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. Welcome to today's fragrance review video. Today we have Pendora's Nuit the Passion from Paris Corner. So this is the packaging, guys, for Nuit the Passion from Pendora scents, and this is the bottle, and it is a decent bottle just to look at, and the fragrance is called Nuit the Passion. So we are gonna spray it in its box. Why I am spraying this one particularly in this box is obviously for you to see the atomizer, but because it is a strong scent, if I spray it on one of these tester papers, it's probably going to go on my hand and I'm going to be smelling like this the whole day. This is the atomizer, guys. It kind of gives a bold mist, right? So that's it for that. The notes I could find for this one, guys, are mandarin, orange and bergamot at the top, and then it has a rose in the mid, some patchouli there in the base, amber and vanilla. I'm already in a scent bubble in as much as I just sprayed this box of like a sour tart feel of a spicy citrusiness. The sourness there is coming from the bergamot. It gives off a unisex burst there, right there in the opening. So it is a fragrance that even if you're a man, you're probably going to be able to carry this fragrance. There is a loud patchouli here, leaning earthy, slightly medicinal, woodsy, dark, that sort of thing. So the patchouli in this, guys, anchors this one, making it a fragrance that can, because of that woodsy nature of the patchouli, be worn by males as well. However, the DNA in itself can be claimed by women. So it's a unisex fragrance, leaning feminine, but men can wear this. Another thing about this fragrance, guys, is it's an unexpected dose of a dark rose, which is non-conventional from the traditional jammy roses that we get from time to time. The rose in here, it's dark. It adds a mysterious element to this fragrance, almost leaning even gothic. The juice itself, I wouldn't call my favorite, but I just love the fact that the rose here is taking its own direction, a different direction from, the usual jammy rose. You know how fragrances were done a long time ago? This is what I get from here. This is not a freshie by any means, shape or form. That name Nuit the Passion, it's befitting because it gives me a quintessential evening fragrance. The formula here is thick and surprisingly long lasting. It is inspired, guys, by Dior's Midnight Poison, which is a fragrance that has been discontinued. This is going to be good news for anyone who loves the Dior Midnight Poison DNA. To anyone who loves that fragrance and they cannot find it for some reason, or they can find it but it's priced exorbitantly, because I did check on eBay, and because Dior's Midnight Poison has been is discontinued, the prices there kind of yo-yo. Some sellers charging in the hundreds and some decants costing the price of a full bottle. So this is something that I would say kudos. Anyway, the formula is mysterious. It's dark. It's done in, a way fragrances were done a long time ago. So it's going to have a little bit of a dated feel there. It's going to be patchouli forward. If you don't have patchouli, maybe you want to test this one before you purchase it, because the patchouli there for some is going to be doing the most, to an extent of drowning all the other notes with it. Because there is a passive smokiness in here, but whether or not you're going to smell it is going to depend on whether you can get your nose past that patchouli. The rose I can absolutely smell, because the rose in itself as well is a bit strong in here. But all I am saying is some of these other notes just seem to be buried there because of the patchouli that is doing too much, but at the same time giving this one depth, because of that rose as well that is like in a tug of war with this patchouli, you know, back and forth between the patchouli and the dated rose patchouli, and that is what you're going to get from this fragrance. Now, in case you haven't put your nose on Midnight Poison and you want other examples, I'm going to say one. The reason why I do not like this fragrance in as much as it's very long lasting till the next wash, actually, is because it does share a bit of what I get from Elie Sable Le Parfum, the original. That sort of thing, that sort of vibe that I kind of ran away from, I do get from this one. So it's not exactly on my favorites, but it's going to be a favorite if you love, you know, Elie Sable Le Parfum as well. And if you love your mandarin, orange, the way it's done in Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, because I do get wafts of that. So those are the other two examples that I can give you when it comes to Nuit the Passion. If I sound like I'm saying it's a duh. Nuit de Passion. Okay, so that is what you're going to get there. If you love your Elie Sable Le Parfum, the original, not the flankers, you're going to love this one. If you want an alternative for Dio's Midnight Poison, it's definitely a part. That is what they were going for, so it is a dupe for that. If you love your mandarin or your Neroli, the way it's done in Neroli Portofino, you are going to love that. So that is what this DNA encompasses. This is a DNA, guys, that you're going to get compliments, whether it's for the good or for the bad, I don't know. It's just going to depend on whether the person who's complimenting you actually loves, you know, that piercing that piercing feel of the patchouli and rose mixing with that mandarin, or maybe it's just a little bit too much, because this does have that polarizing nature to it there. It's a fragrance that I sprayed on my jacket because, like I said, I'm not too keen on this DNA. I sprayed it on my jacket and I could smell this one, honestly, the following day, which was over 24 hours in. I could still smell this fragrance. So it is quite polarizing. It is very long lasting. It is beastly. Don't let the price put you off. This is a fragrance that is very long lasting. It does leave a trail as well. And if you love this DNA, you're absolutely going to enjoy it, because it is, you know, really, it does interpret that DNA to the T. So yeah, that is what I can say, guys, about this one. I'm going to try and get the red one. I did notice that they do have the red one, but when I did make my purchase, the red one was out of stock, but I have since found it somewhere. I'm going to purchase that one and bring it here for the sake of those who want to see which one is going to be ideal for them. I'm going to just bring the red one here and then tell you my thoughts. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. This is not a new fragrance. It just doesn't seem to have made the rounds on YouTube, but it's not a new fragrance. I think this one was released last year or the year last. So, and you can still get this one. You can pick it up on eBay. You can pick it up at Aroma Concepts. Turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video, guys. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.